Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to Earthly Mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, we know I've been listening to some messages from other brothers and sisters, and it's kind of funny because it kind of goes to some things that the Most High has been putting on my heart the last few days, just kind of contemplating and thinking about, and it kind of seems that the Spirit always seems to show you that she's working through all of us at the same time. You know, I got this comment a few days ago talking about some of the things I was bringing out about, I don't know, the Tau cross and whatever else, and how that's pagan. And some other things about how I was going off on this, and that how I sold out for views and all this other stuff. And it's just hilarious because it's like this. I am not a Constantine Christian. So you using the same tactics that the Constantine Christians use to keep their members in line, those are not going to work here with myself or other people who think as I do. Okay? So your tactics of just minimalizing everything before the Catholic Church, as everything before the Catholic Church got here, everything was Satan worship. Everything was Satan worship and paganism. That's all that you guys say, with no proof whatsoever. You guys walk around like before the Catholic Church showed up, everyone was just in straight, devil worship, and that the Catholics, and then later on all these different Christian denominations, you guys all came and you just saved the world. You brought something brand new. And that has not been the case whatsoever. Now, as you can see, these Constantine Christians, these Catholics, have absolutely nothing that they can bring to combat the information that the Most High has given us. They are exposed every single day. If you see, my brothers, the 12, I think, sent me this picture here. And you take a look at the Royal Portuguese Reading or some library, right? Something like that. Where did they get these books from? You Europeans did not have all this information. You couldn't even make it to the fourth part. You did not have all this information. You couldn't even get your calendars correct. You didn't even have understanding of the planets. You didn't have understanding of the stars. You didn't have understanding of pretty much anything. But all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that you guys were the ones that had all these books and all this understanding. That's why when people, it was funny because it was this, just because someone puts a picture of a so-called black person, black man, black woman, you seem to think then all of a sudden that makes you a Hebrew Israelite and that you got the truth. But see, we can read past all that. We can see that all you do, this person that made this comment, all they do is regurgitate church doctrine. Church doctrine says that anything before the Catholic Church is pagan. Well, what does that mean? What does pagan mean? Because we already know in their languages, these words have multiple meanings. And see, we already know what the Catholic Church did when they went into these other countries. They just built or took over the churches on these specific sites, and they pretty much kept a lot of the same traditions that the previous people had. So it wasn't they brought anything new, because they had nothing new to bring. Look at how many times we've asked questions, asked for proof, and they've given us nothing. They do that today in the information age, in the time of Aquarius now, where you can, you can get information. You can study things, for yourself. If they're willing to ignore our questions today, when it's so easy, to prove things, what do you think they were doing before? I mean, before, when they had their opportunity to run the world with their iron fist, they still think, that's what they used to do. Don't question me. No, none of that. This is what it is. Everything before us was pagan. Everything before us was devil worship. And we brought you guys the truth. We're going to get you guys into heaven. But you have to listen to everything that we say and don't question us. Now, the last video, the Pope pretty much admitted for the last few hundred years, all the Catholic and Christian churches are guilty of raping children, killing children, stealing them from their homes, forcing them to live on these school campuses, being raped by priests, being raped by nuns, no one ever paying for anything. When they die, they just, go bury them out back. Never admitted to anything that they did wrong. But we're supposed to be okay with, you just show up for a day or two, you read a couple things off of a piece of paper, and that fixes everything. You guys, like I said, it's just, I see people that will still go to a priest today. Oh, Father, I've committed sin. I need to confess myself to you. Why in the hell are you confessing yourself to a priest who is an organization that has done nothing but hide their sins for the last few hundred years? They haven't confessed to anyone. They've hidden their sins. When Mexico asked for the Vatican to come over there and apologize, they laughed at them. They just ignored them. They said, hell nah. So what was the difference between Mexico and Canada? We'll see what the Most High says. We'll see what the Most High reveals. But what we got to understand is this. If you don't have the information of what was being taught before the Catholic Church showed up, I would suggest you stop just throwing out the word pagan, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to take a look at what the Druids were doing before the Christian church was established. You're going to get a chance to see what your Catholic and Christian churches were hiding, what they've been trying to cut you off from. It's all about cutting you Israelites off from your heritage, cutting you off from your spiritual heritage. You have to understand that we have spiritual power, we have spiritual helpers that have been set up for us. The other nations know this. So their whole point is to try their best to keep us away from our angels. Keep us away from these powers that have been set up to assist us. So when I hear people that say they're in the truth and they're this and that, but all they do is just regurgitate what they hear the Catholic Church say, that just shows me you're nothing but a Hebrew Catholic. Don't tell me that I'm a pagan. I said, that stuff doesn't work here. Like, if you're trying to scare me into going back into the Christian church, that is not going to work here. It'll work with most people because they don't read. They're too scared, and they think that they need someone to hold their hand and walk them into the pearly gates. You really think that the Most High gave these churches power and authority to be able to lead you to the Father? You really think the Most High is dealing with these churches? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Okay? I'm going to get into this book real quick. Druidism, the Ancient Faith of Britain, from Dudley Wright. Okay, chapter 2, The Creed of Druidism. The Sacred Oaks. These awful shades among the Druids strayed to cut the hollowed mistletoe and held high converse with their gods. Okay? Now we got to understand, like I said, there's only two churches. There's only always been two churches. The Church of the Most High and the Church of Satan. That's it. That's not a new concept. This concept has been the truth, for a very long time. Okay? So the Druids professed a creed which appears to have been as inspiring as that of any ancient or modern system of religion or theology. And the fact that sectarianism was unknown to them. All believers of the faith, professing the same creed without any variation, had a cohesive and unifying effect upon the various nations among whom it prevailed. Now, not like these Christian churches. You got how many denominations? You got all these different denominations. Suppose they're all leading to heaven, but you got all these different denominations. And that wasn't the case with the Druids. Although seemingly polytheistic in character, Druidism recognized and inculcated the belief in the unity of the Supreme Being, to whom alone the prayers of the people through the priests were addressed. See, the Catholic Church tried to act like that's exactly, they copied what the Druids were doing. Oh, you want your prayers heard? You need to come and talk to the priest. You need to hear prayers heard? Come talk to the priest. He can tell you which kind of prayers to say, what prayers to say. He can talk to you about which saint to pray to. That's all something else that they copied from the Druids. So like I said, when you come to me and you're talking all this mess about being a pagan, yeah, your church is pagan. Because all they did was copy everything from the other people that were already there. Because they have nothing. Again here, okay? The ruler of the universe and the discharge of his office was assisted by subordinate divinities who were supposed to act rather as angels or messengers than as possessed of any inherent authority of their own. Origen is opposed to the idea of Druidism being polytheistic. He affirms that they believed in one God only, which fact he considers was instrumental in leading the people to Christianity, although it may be regarded as undoubted that the simple tenets of early Druidism became debased by the admission of the polytheism of the East. I'll let you guys read the rest of that on your own, okay? Okay, hold on. You guys can read more of that on your own. But the thing is that they had one God that they prayed to, but they also had these angels, okay? The subordinate divinities, okay? Now we're going to read a little bit more about this right here. So you can read some more, but I'm going to stop right there where it's highlighted. They did not adore several gods equal in power and dignity, but only one sovereign God, with a large number of subordinate divinities. Now, like I said, we've been getting into the information about the angels and their times and the certain powers that each angel has. These are the kinds of things that they've been working to keep us away from. So they just say, it's all just a bunch of paganism. Don't look at it. You're a pagan. If you do that, you're going to hell. Why is that? Because they don't want you going connecting back to your traditions. That's what all this is revolving around. That's why when we started getting into this, esoteric understanding, and this esoteric information, that you get attacked so much. But the people who attack sound just like a church, because that's all that they are. They're nothing but Catholic Hebrews. They still run around with Catholic doctrine. If you do just scare tactics, if you do this, you're going to hell. If you do that, you're going to hell. If you're not in my group, you're going to hell. If you don't listen to this pastor, you're going to hell. If you don't listen to this bishop, you're going to hell. It's the same thing over and over again. It should be very easy to see. And now you see people who supposedly act, they've been, say they're Hebrew, they say they're in the truth and whatever else, but then all you got to do is just listen, because eventually you're going to hear the Catholic Christian dogma spill right out of their mouth. If you can't prove to me what I'm doing wrong or whatever else, not based on what the Catholic Church says, but off of some information, that you can get your hands on. Except that church, Catholic Church, is hidden. They're in the process still of hiding all of our information. How in hell can you trust an organization that has hidden and continues to hide all of your information? They're going to hide everything from you, lie to you about all the deeds they've been doing, but then tell you that you're going to go to hell. How in the hell are they going to tell us that we're going to hell when we know damn sure that they're definitely not going to heaven with the way that they've been conducting themselves? And the fact that people still give them that power just shows how lazy so many people are, and they don't want to do any research and don't want to make any tough choices and any tough changes in their lives. So again, they did not adore several gods, equal in power and dignity, but only one sovereign God, with a large number of subordinate divinities. Okay, let's skip on down. The Druids maintained that the Supreme had produced a number of intelligences which animated different parts of matter, okay, and conducted people to the destiny of the eternal will. They regarded these intelligences either as angels or spirits, acting only in accordance, okay, with the with the orders and under the direction of the Supreme God, whose ministers and instruments only they were, but participating in the empire and power of the sovereign God. They were worthy of being associated with his glory and with the religious worship which he received from man. When a man was accused of a crime, we'll stop right there on that part. Okay, so we have these angels that are sent here to do the will of the Most High, sent here to help guide our steps, sent here to help us, complete our missions. That's what they're sent here to do. They don't want us knowing about that. Okay, so they changed it up, and they implemented the whole concepts of praying to these other saints. They want you praying. It's funny how we only believe in one God, but you can pray to these saints though, because God's too busy, and you might, so pray to these saints. They can intercede for you. So which one is it? You got one God, but he's too busy, so therefore pray to these saints. That's where they're getting these concepts from, because we have these angels that are sent here to do certain things, and that's what we're learning once again. That's what we're getting understanding of once again. And these things and these concepts were what you would call paganism, what they termed as paganism. Okay, because they didn't want people to understand, well, if these angels aren't for them, they don't want people to understand that. And they damn sure don't want us to understand that these angels, these intelligences, are here to assist us. So please stop with the broad brushes, and just making these claims about, oh, you're a pagan. Oh, okay, man. Save that. Go run that to the Christian channel with the other Christian people who are easily scared and you can easily control through your fear tactics. That's not going to work here. We're going to see who's really willing, who really believes in their power. I don't need to try to scare people to get this truth. If it's for you, you're going to get it no matter what. I don't need to try to scare you into following, what we believe. Because whatever it is that the Most High puts in your heart, He's going to send these angels and they're going to lead you exactly to where you need to be. So like I said, when you keep talking about, all this stuff about paganism and everything else, but we start hitting you guys with facts and you don't have any answers, then that's why you give us these faces. That's what we got everything we need. We understand. We know where you're coming from. Still haven't proven those 66 books were given to us by the Most High. You still haven't proven that we're stuck only reading 66 books because the Most High says so. I'm looking at some of these pastors talking about, oh man, the greatest prophecy that has just been fulfilled was Ish going back into his land in the 1948. I'm just like, you guys are still on that, huh? I said just a broken record, nothing new. Keep waiting on that rapture. I'm sure you still thinking that's going to happen too. You're still thinking that rapture is coming to get you. Something's coming to get you, but it's not going to be a rapture. It's the end of your run. It's your tactics are not working anymore. They work on the weak-minded, but they're not working on the awakened. So keep learning, keep growing, keep praying to the Most High, keep chasing after our heritage, and do not allow these other nations. It doesn't matter what they look like. Many of them look like us. Many look like the other nations. Many of the other nations, they're so lost, they don't even know they don't know if they're coming or going. I said they don't know if they're coming or going at this point. They're just trying to bury their heads in the sand as much as possible in order to make the best out of every day that they have left. Because they can easily see that everything that they've been told is a lie. Many already knew it was a lie, but it was still time for them to enjoy their blessings. Now those blessings are being taken away, and now reality is hitting them in the face. And they already knew that what many things that they were taught have been a bunch of lies. Just like you start seeing all these different nations, but it's funny how you can have all these different people say they're all from these different nations, but they all look the same. We are just totally pushed to the side because supposedly we're all from Africa, but the rest of the world, looks very similar, and they're all these, oh, I'm Ukrainian, oh, I'm Russian, oh, I'm British, I'm Irish. They all look the same, right? Even like the Arabs. Okay, all of a sudden now you got the Egyptians, but inside the pyramids they look totally different. You got the people in South America. You got so it just but the people inside the pyramids look totally different. I said the Most High has to come and sort all this mess out because, like I said, the Gentiles have done a masterful job of lying about absolutely everything. Lying about absolutely everything. That's why you have to try the Spirit because it has nothing to do with just what you look like as far as your skin tone is concerned, your skin color. It has to do with that Spirit. And if you don't want truth, then the Most High, is not dealing with you. So because right now is a time of revealing, time of revelation, and the Most High is revealing much truth. If you don't want that truth, then that shows the Most High is not dealing with you. So you better go ahead and enjoy as much of this, as much of this society as you possibly can. I said, because as you can see, it's a wrap. They're talking about, and it's funny because they're talking about Nancy Pelosi going over to China, and they're threatening to shoot down her plane, and I'm like, if you guys are gonna do it, just do it. You guys keep talking like, oh, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. I'll believe it when I see it. So I'll believe it when I see it. How many times have we come to this point where they say they're gonna do this, do that, and nothing happens? Because they want to keep you in fear. Don't be afraid to chase the truth. The Most High is giving you your opportunity right now to chase the truth. Even if you can say, if I say something that, or if I've said something that piqued your interest, just go research it. Search it out for yourself. We always tell people, search it out for yourself and see where it leads you. Because that's really the only way you're gonna get released, is by chasing after the truth, chasing after the Most High, and going wherever it is that He's gonna lead you. All praise is the Most High Yahweh. The acknowledgement of the earthly mother. Who was wisdom? Who was the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement Yahweh Shai. Shalom.